All right, ladies and gentlemen, it says Steve Glenwick on there. That is obviously not my name. Let me turn that off. I am Vince Barry, your host for this evening. Let me get our guests on for the War Report. A little bit of technical difficulties, but I've figured it out somehow. Um, so, in the meantime, I had to send the link out. Third time's a charm, as I said in the message. So, Eric will be joining me. Charlie was on with me, but I'll drop a bombshell about Charlie in a second. Charlie had to go. He had an important reason to go, and I'll inform you of that in a second. So, but welcome to the War Report. Again, I'm your host, Vince Barry. So, the Twitter alert is in Spanish. All
We're
right.
live.
We're live. What do you mean the Twitter alert is in Spanish? The Twitter machine. Hola. All right. So, Charlie was on for a second, but because I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on with this broadcast, and I just created a brand new one, and that's what I had to do. Charlie was at a Bill Apter question and answer, and he told me he had to leave because as part of this question and answer, Charlie was proposing to his girlfriend.
Oh.
She has no idea. She's going to be completely blindsided by it. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. So he's going to have footage of that. He was going to go live and just tell us about it and then go away, which is what he did, except I couldn't do the live button, so he just told me instead. But the video is going to be up on YouTube later or up on Facebook later, I'm sure. But he couldn't keep the phone live during the thing, obviously. But they're recording it and they'll have footage of it soon enough. So congratulations. I mean, listen, I'm assuming if he's asking her to get married, she's gonna say yes, right? This is already she's saying yes. So yeah. Congratulations. We'll say congratulations, Mazel Tov, all that good stuff.
Exactly. I mean, I wonder if it's going to be like the Joey Ryan proposal, where he proposed to his girlfriend that he was wrestling.
That was great.
Against in a match.
That was pretty freaking cool. And then he rolled her up for the finish.
Yeah, that was awesome. Classic heel. Gotta love it.
That was a big heel move. Shit, I guess we should get right into it, Eric, because I heard that you have you were telling me via Facebook you've got some
yeah, those layoffs kind of got to me a little bit. I have three schools of thought when it comes to what happened on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
One is, and I feel bad for saying this, but there's a couple of guys that I didn't even know were still employed, like El Torito, Hornswoggle. I didn't know Santino was like.
Yeah, I thought Santino had left a while ago, but wow.
I knew he retired. Apparently, he was like still under whatever contract it was, and then So there's a couple of guys that I didn't know we're still there. Okay,
right. Yeah.
Like R-Truth says, that's on me, dog. That's on me. Yeah. My other school of thought is there's a couple of people that. And again, I don't want to say like I'm happy about people losing their jobs because that's not where I'm coming from at all.
Right.
But Cameron, all I gotta say is girl bye. All right? Because first of all,
oh no! Oh, he said it.
I went there because
he went there.
Well, Cameron, good Lord, where do I start? I think that what happened with the Ryback situation, and she chimed in.
Yep.
That was I think the final straw. That was like they needed an excuse to finally fire her, and I think that was it.
I think I forget if it was Meltzer or somebody confirmed that, or confirmed it as much as somebody like that can confirm it, that there was another diva that was going to get released, and they decided after she said the shit that she said that it was going to be her. So.
Well, whoever was on the chopping block should thank our lucky stars that
Eva Marie lives to fight another day.
Yeah, it's like JTG all over again. But that guy survived for years. But Cameron, I never liked her because she was never a fan of the business. I mean, to say your favorite match was what, Melina versus Alicia Fox?
Yeah,
that's what we all remember her as. I mean, she was. Okay, decent enough as a Funkadactyl, like just a background dancer. That's fine. That's a decent role for her, As long as she doesn't talk. She was awful in the ring. She was awful on the mic.
My favorite thing is the animation, the GIF that's going around now, where she's doing her split leg thing, but the girl is on her back, like she's laying on her stomach, not at the girl on the ground is laying on her stomach. So she hits the deal, and she wants the referee to count the pin.
She's
but there's no
at least
pin
once or twice
because
the
girl wasn't on her.
Yeah, who do you think you are, Kamala? Come on. Only Kamala can get away with that shit. And then the third thing is there's some guys that I genuinely was kind of pissed about getting released. Well, Barrett we knew because it wasn't really a surprise.
Yeah, you
kind of expected release, and he got it granted a few weeks early, and that's cool. It still sucks because it's still a wasted potential. I mean, yeah, okay, the guy happened to be injured a fair amount of times, but they never capitalized when they could have, And look, and if you're going to throw him to John Cena immediately as the leader of the Nexus, if you're going to do that to somebody, you got to follow through with it.
They killed him dead. That was the moment. You got to follow
through. You got to do a Brock Lesnar coming in and then winning the title by SummerSlam, kind of thing.
Even if he had the title for a little while and gave it back to John Cena.
Yeah, see, he would have been my 2010 Money in the Bank winner, where he cashes in because of the Nexus. Like they all come out, beat the shit out of Cena or whoever was champ, something like that, and then have Cena win it back at TLC and that that match they had. A few months. That fine.
Bothers me because you mentioned Money in the Bank, and that inevitably brings up Damian Sandow.
Yes.
What a fucking waste.
That one I think got to me the most out of all of them, because you have a guy that he was so over as the Miz's stunt double.
Yeah.
It was huge. And they finally break them up. Like I would argue that he should have won that Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
I think he should have won something, man. Fucking was he ever the Intercontinental Champion? Did he do that for a while?
No, I don't think he ever won a singles title. It's just a shame they never followed up. They if they had a match between him and Miz, it was maybe on Raw or something or SmackDown.
Right.
They didn't even do it on a pay-per-view or even a pre-show on a pay-per-view. The pre-show stopper, Ryback. And then there's Alex Riley, who
he's next, by the way.
And Ryan was
what's his name?
Yeah, Ryback is definitely
Ryback's on the fucking list.
It's only a matter of time. But Alex Riley, that's another one that had he went into commentary for a bit, and he was actually pretty good, I thought, at commentary. Then they did this little thing on NXT where Kevin Owens didn't like what he was saying on commentary, beat the crap out of him.
Right.
And this is when it was Kevin Owens versus the world. Owens versus Cena, Owens versus Neville, Owens versus Zayn, Owens versus all these guys. Tommy supposedly,
Yeah.
Although my thing is still Samoa Joe did that, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, Hideo Itami. Yeah. No, I think
if Tommy comes back from injury, my God.
Yeah, if he ever comes back and the time is right, I think they have to acknowledge that.
Something. I don't think it was Kevin Owens. I mean, I know Owens, and I sidetracked a little bit, but back to Alex Riley. They did this little thing, and he was when he came back, but unfortunately he had another little injury. Alex Riley. Right after the Kevin Owens thing. And so they brought him back from injury a few weeks ago, and he's actually going to be on NXT this week. Funny enough, against Nakamura, as it turns out. That's a good parting gift. But
well, I mean, hey, you're against Nakamura. That's about as good as you're going to get for Alex Riley.
I think that he could get some decent stuff on the outside, like New Japan or Ring of Honor.
I suppose he could
TNA,
do
maybe.
something.
I don't know.
I really don't know what he's going to do, though.
Barrett could get work.
Well, Barrett, if you Google Mr. Wade Barrett and you go to his Wikipedia page, you'll see that his real name is Stu Bennett.
Yep,
his last name. So
what's Good News Bennett doing in the Impact Zone?
I want to see Mike Bennett against Stu Bennett, or I want to see them as the Bennett cousins, like Crash. One could be Crash and one could be Hardcore for all I care. Who would be Crash and who would be Hardcore in that situation? I guess Miracle Mike Bennett would have to be Crash.
Is Magnus still in TNA, or did he leave?
Nah, I think he left, and he was doing that Global Force gimmick for a while.
Right, there is Global Force there. El Torito could probably.
El Torito's got a job in. First of all, he's going back to Mexico. Rather, he's going to have a job there no matter what, because he came.
He'll go to AAA
here. Yeah,
probably.
Lucha Underground. He'll be on there.
I was going to say Lucha Underground would be good.
I think everybody's assuming that.
Zeb Coulter, that's the last one.
Zeb, yeah, poor Zeb.
That's not particularly surprising, but it's still a shame because I thought they really had something where, I mean, obviously it was really stupid, the Mex America thing with Del Rio, but I think it was supposed to. I mean, this is just me. This is just what I would have done. I would have tried to lead it back to where Swagger finally got him back to his side or something like that.
Yeah, no,
and have the Del Rio Swagger program again. It's something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of Swagger, I mean, he could be next. You never know. Because I heard rumblings of a few more firings possibly happening.
I mean, if they're looking to clean up, Swaggy's gone. Fucking Ryback's gone. Adam Rose is gone. So I've heard. Adam.
Yeah,
Rose
maybe one or both of the Ascension.
Who gives a shit about the Ascension?
I guess the death knell was going to the main roster for them.
Well, they came out their first night. Tell me if I have this correct. They came out and debuted, and they were talking about how they were going to try and be the Road Warriors are better than the Road Warriors are better than Demolition, this and that. And then JBL went out and proceeded to bury the shit out of them the entire fucking segment. So how do you get over?
Yeah, and then there was the next week or so where all of these old tag teams like the Outlaws and they all beat the shit out of them.
The shit out of them. It wasn't even like I don't know if they were trying to like use those guys as an example of. I don't know what what point they were trying to prove with that whole.
But honestly, to me, they really weren't ever that good. To be,
I never really. Yeah, I was.
I mean, look, the first guy, the original guy that was before Victor was Bram.
Bram, yeah, I could, and I could be into that.
And he got fired and I think he and Charlotte are still going through their divorce, as far as I know.
Jesus. Yeah, they got fired. He got fired for that domestic.
And then Zack Ryder he's always been kind of on the fence, but like he's dating Emma right now, and
yeah,
Emma's
they're giving him
stuff.
They're giving him the at least a little bit of a bone right now, because he was on TV. He was on Raw last night. He wrestled Kevin Owens, so at least he's on TV. Because a lot of the time that's his complaint is like, oh, I'm never on TV. I'm never on. Well,
yeah, I mean, look, my whole thing with Zack Ryder years ago was that, look, nobody was going to expect him to be world champion, and that's fine. Not everybody can. Not everybody has to be, and that's okay. But I mean, I would have at least given him like more than like a few weeks run with the U.S. title, and that stupid thing with Kane and Eve Torres and John Cena that buried the shit out of him. I mean, look, he was selling merch, you know. He was selling. He was one of the top sellers, I would say.
Ryder was up there. He got hot for a little while.
I had some of his stuff.
They should have. Well, I mean, you're kind of his target demographic. You know what I mean?
Especially like, being a Long Islander.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You know, he was over in a very specific region of the country where they should have fucking acknowledged. You know, like how they acknowledged that, like the Great Khali. The Great Khali is a shitty wrestler. Everybody knew Great Khali was a shitty wrestler. But when they broadcast their fucking shows in India,
he's a god in India.
Right. It didn't matter if he was a babyface or a heel. He was a babyface everywhere they went in India. Like, so when they would actually recut SmackDown or Raw or whatever, and they would redub the commentary in Hindi or Farsi or whatever they were speaking, and basically cut together their own separate story just for India for the Great Khali, where he was a babyface against like Batista or whatever it was, because they could just do
Undertaker.
Yeah, so they flipped it around that he was the good guy. Because he was so popular. So fucking do that with Zack Ryder. He doesn't have to go anywhere else. You don't even have to bring Zack Ryder to, like, tell him to stay home when you go to California or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. He's really popular in the Northeast. Book a loop in the Northeast. Put him over.
I mean, maybe do something for SummerSlam since it's going to be in Brooklyn. Or
right.
Have him and Mojo do something at the NXT thing in Brooklyn. Something.
Now with the Ninja Turtles movie sponsoring Extreme Rules, do we get an appearance by and the fact that Sheamus is in the film? Do we get an appearance by Stephen Amell, aka the Green Arrow?
It's possible, because I heard that they were going to do something else with that.
Good. That's what I'm hoping.
You know what? When the League of Nations broke up, and thank God they did, because that's a bunch of guys that I feel separately they're better than they are together. Whereas the New Day are better together than they were separately.
Yeah, and the problem with the New Day, or not the New Day, the League of Nations together was they didn't have a reason to be together because their nations were not very united, because they were Bulgarian and Mexican and Irish and English, and the Irish and the English have never liked each other ever. And Mexico doesn't give a shit about Bulgaria, and I'm sure Bulgaria doesn't really give a shit about Mexico or anybody else. So they were not. I felt like the gimmick felt like if you took like let's say you took like Barrett Regal, fucking, do that the one from the video game WWE, was it 2K13
was it Barrett,
or 12?
Regal, McIntyre?
Yeah, it was McIntyre, Drew Galloway, whatever, McIntyre. And you do like a United Kingdom kind of deal or something. That's fine. I can see that because it kind of makes sense. But you're calling these guys United Nations or League of Nations. First of all, let me just back up. The League of Nations was probably one of the least successful national, like geopolitical world politics thing ever. It was the precursor to the UN, and it failed in what it was trying to accomplish. So already, like, not that your average 6-year-old watching the program or 8-year-old or even adult may know that, but the League of Nations, like if you Google League of Nations, you don't really get a good impression of like, oh, these guys are going to be a threat. These guys are going to be, some kind of danger. It's like,
it was all like a convenience thing as far as like doing something with Roman Reigns. That's
exactly
what it was.
Yeah.
And the other thing was and I'm sorry to say this, but the only one I gave a shit about was Barrett. And Barrett, they could have at least, even if they weren't going to have him wrestle, at least utilize him as their mouthpiece. He was the best one on the mic.
He absolutely was. I really like Barrett, and again, we could talk about it all day about how they dropped the ball back then, and then he was on that good roll, and then fucking Randy Orton landed on his arm and broke his arm.
But having said that, I almost wish that I mean, as good as that battle royal for the winner to be the number one contender for U.S. Championship, that Rusev won, as good as that was, I almost would have rather seen like an end game to the League of Nations where like they have a triple threat between the three of them and the winner gets the U.S. title shot or something.
Yeah, and that kind of breaks up the team. Yeah, I get it. Did they address the breakup? I mean, I really didn't pay attention.
No, they really didn't. I mean, they teased it a little when they were in the Battle Royal because it was the three of them and Zack Ryder.
Well, they successfully kicked out Barrett, so it was like, okay, Barrett's done.
Yeah, they did that.
But then it's not like they had a big "we broke up" moment.
They didn't really fight. They just pushed each other around, and Sheamus was like, "I've had it," blah blah blah, and that's it. And they teased it a little bit in the Battle Royal. It was them three and Ryder.
Okay.
Ryder managed to get through to Sheamus and Del Rio, and then Rusev, won his thing. I know we got Extreme Rules coming up on the 22nd. I think we could probably talk about that the following show.
Oh, Extreme, yeah, that's coming up. So it's not this weekend. It's the weekend after.
Yeah,
that's good because I couldn't tell you a single fucking match on that show.
Luckily for us, Ryan did a little thing,
Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, and is it like I assume Ambrose and Jericho are going at it again? Have they made that official, or is that just?
I don't think they made it official yet, but that's pretty likely. Now they added Zayn to make it a fatal four-way to the IC title.
Thank God. Yeah, that was I mean, everybody kind of saw it coming, but I'm glad they did that.
Yeah, it's given Zayn some good TV time, and establishing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely given him that. This is all a positive for Sammy because I don't think he's gonna win, but it's good for him to get that exposure, because this is the exposure that he could have used, like when he first. This was the exposure he would have gotten if he didn't throw his shoulder out in that match against John Cena.
Yeah,
because he would have been up in the main roster, and then,
Oh yeah, that was the plan.
Right.
And my other thing was this. I also, he got injured, and and then they ran with this Kevin Owens thing, which was
Yep.
great, and still going to this day, which is awesome. But and they debuted him, and then he comes out at the Rumble. But then he didn't officially debut on the Raw roster until like after Fastlane. I would have started him. I wouldn't have even brought him back to NXT at all in the first place. I would have just had him straight to the main roster at the end of December.
Yeah.
Or at least tease him that he's going to be coming to Raw, and then have him debut at the Rumble. Him and Owens beat the shit out of each other, and then they could have had that one-on-one match at Mania.
Yeah, everybody wanted that match at Mania, and I listen. I'm not saying I don't want that match at Mania, because I do, but I think just because of the timing, they had to wait. I think that waiting until next year, if they really want to do this and they really want to invest the time, they could stretch Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn out for a year, because these guys have done this shit before. This feud has been going on for a decade.
No one's going to get tired of it. That's that no one's going to get tired of.
So that's what I think. I think if they really want to slow play it, because they can kind of have them feud and then go their separate ways, and then kind of come back together and go their separate ways. Whatever they want to do, they'll always basically rotate back to each other. And I think if they set that cycle up, we can get it right for WrestleMania season. And again, you could set it up for the Rumble again.
Yeah,
excuse me. Maybe instead of the way it happened this year, it happens in reverse, where fucking Kevin Owens fucks Sami Zayn, because didn't Sami Zayn
revenge for the last year, something like that.
It's
And the I got to give it up to Big Cass, man. He's holding his own.
I love Big Cass.
He reminds me of Test, but with charisma. I hate this. I mean, God rest his soul, Andrew Martin. I'm sorry, but Test was.
He was not the most exciting.
He wasn't the greatest, but he wasn't the worst either. But you know what I mean? Like he wasn't the greatest on the mic. They had that thing with Stacy Keibler, and it was all his fans were his testicles.
Oh my God! And then he was in TNA.
Scott Steiner, and
he was the Punisher, Andrew Martin, with these big. He had these big fake teeth. Towards the end of his life, he got these fucking teeth implants that looked ridiculous. They looked like fucking subway tiles. They looked like piano keys. It was just the most unnatural white teeth.
Cena ragged on him about that in 2002 around his debut. He goes, "America sucks." Cena was when Cena was wearing the those.
The throwback jerseys and shit.
Before he was the rapper.
Oh, before that, wow.
I have an interesting idea for a storyline regarding Enzo and Cass. I don't think that the Vaudevillains are going to win the belts from the New Day.
I don't think they should.
I do, however, feel like that the Dudleys should win some kind of #1 contender match. And the Dudleys finally go over the New Day and win the belts. Then they have their rematches and whatever.
Yeah.
And finally, and then SummerSlam, it leads to Dudleys versus Enzo and Cass finally. Because by then, Enzo will be back. But Enzo and Cass don't win at SummerSlam. There'll be some kind of, ideally, they'll have Velvet Sky with them. And then in order to win the tag belts, then they bring out Carmella at Night of Champions. Then they win at Night of Champions. And then they have the final blow-off match at Hell in a Cell.
Jeez.
In a Hell in a Cell. Something like that. That's just right off the top of my head.
And I'm not sure where they're going. Just because of the injury now, I don't know where they're going with this. But I heard, first of all, I do know some odd things. I heard that the WWE's filed trademarks for not Big Cass, but Colin Cassidy, his full name. If you go to the WWE shop store, whatever you want to call it, you go to the Superstars tab, the graphic says Enzo and Big Cass because they're a team. There is no individual T-shirts for Enzo and the individual T-shirts for Big Cass. They're just one unit.
Right.
So you go on the tab, it says Enzo and Big Cass. When you click on it and you go to the page, the description of the shirt says, "How you doing?" T-shirt Enzo and Cassidy. Soft T-shirt Enzo and Cassidy. Full name Cassidy, not Cass, not Big Cass. That, to me, and this is just the way my brain works, usually in order to get the copyright or a trademark on something, you have to show that you are using that phrase or name in a certain context. Within your piece of art or work or retail business, whatever, you have to show that you're using the phrase. Hey, how'd it go, buddy?
Hey, buddy, no, that part of the show ain't happened just yet, if you will. That's coming in just a couple minutes. We did the little mock press conference, but we better do the one-man bill at the show, and I got to MC it. And did you drop the bombshell on the world?
I dropped the bombshell, and
see, if you're a boss pimp player, so you can drop carrots on a ring and not blink at the jewelry store.
Damn.
Actually, technically, it's 2.5, if y'all will. It costs most in most people's. Yeah, that's an experience by itself. For any fucking bodyguard to go do that.
I bet.
It can be bad when the sales rep says, "Well, if you love her, you'll get this."
Yeah, they challenge you. Oof.
I said, "Sweetheart, if I loved her and I got her, that would kill me because of how much money I just spent."
Right?
So obviously I missed you guys' show. We're doing our thing, but I wanted to, come to you guys. We're ready to do the one-man show. We're coming live, if you will, give you guys a little behind the scenes of the live one-man show about ready to happen. So what'd you guys think of the newest diva in professional wrestling, Miss Stacy, making her debut for Modern Vintage Wrestling?
How fantastic is that?
Where do you find these people, man? This is great. Hold on a second. Before we get to Miss Stacy, can I just? I want to talk about Hot Chick, but first I gotta be a nerd for a second. You guys are bringing OSW review to WrestleCon next year.
Yes, it is.
Oh yes.
You know how long I've been trying to keep this quiet? I filmed all this stuff at WrestleMania, and I've been like every day. I've been like, I want to release it. I want to release this. I want to release it.
That's fantastic. They are my favorite podcast, so I'm very excited.
Well, I'll give you guys the insight of what we're doing. On that Thursday night, before WrestleCon starts, we have a conference room that's already booked out, and they're going to review WrestleMania 12 live.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Memories.
I don't know if they're going to review the entire WrestleMania, but I do know they are going to review the Bret Hart-Shawn match, right. And we're going to chop up and edit the whole Goldust deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole and then we'll go to different scenes from it. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're going to be having a special lunch. We're going to be doing VIP lunching with them.
Oh wow.
And then we'll have the show, and then of course they'll be at WrestleCon both days signing. They'll be actually just one day. They'll be signing. They'll be signing both days. Both days signing. You can get your What Bar shirts there.
Yes.
We will also be having the What Bar candy bars.
Oh man, that's fucking awesome.
And Vince, actually, since you're such a huge fan of these guys, we'll talk and we'll get you involved in the project, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I back when I was trying to start this T-shirt label a year or two ago, I sponsored one of their episodes, and they were real nice guys. I still need to work on that T-shirt thing and get it back up and running, maybe before WrestleCon. But no, I love Jay. I talked to Jay on Twitter, not recently, but like I used to talk to him all the time on Twitter. He's a real nice guy, and fuck yeah, I'm
I give 100% credit to this whole project to Brad Jones, man, my Guys, sometimes we have our differences in booking minds and strategies, but he actually brokered the deal. We signed it. It has been the hardest thing to keep quiet because they wanted to go live with it. We wanted to go live with it. And I was like, no, we're going to wait. And then obviously you guys seen the video that they did for us. And then we had thousands of views in a couple hours. We've had our Twitter, Facebook blow up. It's been huge. So that's going to be great. And so what'd you guys think of that hot, smoking new diva?
Nice job, sir.
That was great.
Hey, and that was brought to you exclusively by Tag Me a Date. And of course, if you are looking to find your soulmate, or if you're looking to just find that encounter, if you will, in a dark alley, Tag Me a Date can help you.
Yes, we can. We got you covered either way. But yeah, Stacy, that was fantastic. She's a natural.
Yep, she is. She's completely natural. And the best part was, I got about 4 or 5 promoters that hit me up and asked me if she's available for bookings.
There you go.
Steve is one proud husband right now.
Hey, you make everything in work. You make everything in wrestling a work. You know what I mean?
Why not?
I'm about ready to do it with a fucking $5,000 gimmick. So I mean, trust me.
Why the hell not?
All right, boys, it's good checking in with you guys. I gotta go. I gotta go do what many people say is the craziest thing for a single hot-looking man like myself to do. But hey, sometimes, ladies, unfortunately, I have to take my profile down from Tag Me a Date tonight.
There you go, man. Well, congratulations. Good luck. I hope it all goes well. And please share the video. I want to see this video.
We are not sharing the video out on Facebook until we let our parents both know.
Okay.
I don't want my parents finding out on Facebook.
Yeah, that'd be a bad way to find out.
Because Mama Armstrong, she still got shotguns, y'all.
Okay. You don't mess around.
All right, boys. We'll catch you guys later.
See you later, man. He's great. It's great. Good for him. Oh, wow. It's always an experience when Charlie stops by.
Charlie interludes. Love it. Love it.
And he just drops in and out. That's the best part. He comes in, boop, and then he's gone.
That was fantastic. That was a fantastic Blair Witch kind of thing going on. That was pretty cool.
And he had the ring and the thing. Wow, Jesus.
This dude, he's got his hands in so many things. It's awesome.
I don't know how he has that much time in his day. Like, there's a lot. Like, he spends a lot of time on this stuff, and
oh yeah,
he lives.
He does 16-hour days.
Yeah, he lives in Vegas, and then he handles this shit that's happening in North Carolina. It's unbelievable that he even is capable of doing that. But where were we? We were hoping. Oh, that's what I guess we should explain. Steve had to work. Ryan right now said he wants to kill his coworker. Oh, hey. Ryan no longer wants to kill his coworker.
Or do I?
Oh, I guess maybe he does.
Who knows a good way to Canada?
The intern cometh.
Yeah, you're in Pennsylvania. I don't think you can make it to Canada that fast.
I know. Jeez.
No, you So, do you want to share the story of why you're going to kill your coworker, or should we leave that for the trial? Like, what do we?
Let's leave. Left an hour before that 6:40. Oh yeah, I'll be back at 7:30, so you can make it. Wow. Here I am now.
Now that we're all here, let me ask your opinions on the whole Darren Young thing. What do you think about that?
That's the goofiest shit I ever seen in my life.
I have no idea what. It depends on where they move forward. It is really goofy.
Bob Backlund is legitimately crazy. I don't know if anybody knows this. He lives in Connecticut. I see him at least once or twice a year somewhere at a store, eating breakfast at a restaurant, whatever. You'll see him. The guy is. I don't know if he's been dropped on his head a lot, being a wrestler, but like
his Hall of Fame speech, I saw that live, and he was. Whoa.
And I don't mean this in a bad way. Like, the guy is passionate. First of all, he still loves wrestling. But second of all, that whole thing about Mr. Backlund, that's a fucking shoot. You don't call him Bob. You don't call him Bob Backlund. You don't call him Backlund. You call him Mr. Backlund or Mr. Bob Backlund. If you notice, Darren had to say that. I'm sure at one point he said Bob, and he said, "Don't fucking call me Bob." He doesn't go by Bob. He's Mr. fucking Backlund.
I thought that was a shoot on Trump for
it is
only being referred as. No, I thought the Mr. part was.
Oh yeah, no, Mr. Like that's one of his his
Trump's
little
pets peeves.
Yeah, but it's
you can't call him.
You can't.
You cannot
What's funny about this whole thing is that they chose a homosexual black man as the, it's kind of funny. And man, that would have been the perfect role for Zeb Coulter to do instead of Bob Backlund,
Oh, my word. They could have kept him around, yeah, but...
But, we'll see. I'm not going to make any judgments.
No,
Brian and I talked about No Way Jose. Did you see that yet, Vince?
I saw that his debut. The one thing I don't like is that his finisher is a wind-up and a pitch, which I think that's cool, but all he does is punch the guy. Why is that like...
I could see that being his signature that sets up the finisher.
But why is that strong enough to knock somebody out?
Right, if Big Show did it, maybe, okay. But,
right. If there was something special about the punch, like, oh, it's a heart punch, or oh, he aims for the temple, or I get something, but it's just, right now, it's just a punch.
It's going to be one of those Adam Rose things where fans are into it for a little while,
right,
and then, it's going to fade away.
I don't see the fans really being into it as the Adam Rose thing. Because
no, they weren't nearly as into it.
I think they'll catch on to the No Way Jose chant and all that, though.
They like that. That's really about it.
Wouldn't it have been better if his name was just Jose and his finisher was No Way?
Finisher is No Way. Yeah, I think it's weird that they're calling him No Way Jose. I think you're right. He should be like Jose Hernandez or whatever. Come up with a last name, and then like No Way Jose could be his nickname. But just the fact that his name is No Way Jose, yeah.
Or he could do as he's hitting the finisher, he could go No Way, kind of like the Hogan U.
That could be cool. Yeah, see, I can see
No
that.
Way Jose.
It's incredibly cheesy, but it's a little bit better.
Oh my god! 3 punches.
Sorry, as soon as I said that, I saw him just doing the little finger back and forth. The no. Each time it rotates. No Way Jose, and you can get the crowd into it.
I think people will eventually.
I put way too much thought into that.
He can get this guy will get into it. I think he, first of all, he's got a good size, he's got a good look, he looks like he can wrestle pretty well. He's got as many things as you can have.
I
whether or not he can survive through this
NXT for a while now. Like as far as like he was never really on TV, but he was he's there. He's been there for a couple of years, I think.
Seems like do or die for him.
Then. Could be. Now.
Yeah, this could be the last. They were like, "Hey, this is the last thing we got for you. Either we could do it or no way, Jose."
Yeah.
That'd be horrible.
Let me ask you this: how do you think they approached Barrett with the news? I'm afraid I've got some good news for you. You got your release.
You got your release a little bit early.
I hope what they did was they made him call everybody else and fire them.
Oh,
wow.
And then at the end, they're like...
This is the last thing we need you to do. Can you do us a favor?
Could you fucking imagine?
Hey, Barrett, call up these people. Each person, you get a $100 bonus.
Cameron. Right, hi. It's Stu. Hi. Right.
I'm afraid I've got
I've got some bad news.
Girl, bye.
You're fired. Goodbye. He just hangs up. No context. He doesn't tell her like any severance package. He just goodbye.
Yeah, maybe they added some more to his severance package for doing that. What a great scenario.
Vince McMahon is too busy to yell "You're fired" into the phone, so they had to hire Bad News Barrett to do it.
Let me go off of this for a second, since we're talking about Vince McMahon. Vince, have you seen Camp WWE yet?
You know what? I haven't. I'm on the fence about it.
I watched both episodes. I liked it.
I kind of liked it. I didn't love it. I didn't like the second episode as much as the first.
Oh yeah, the whole that was more of the
first
story.
Episode was hysterical. You got Ric Flair basically humping everything in sight, including a bear that he took into a cave with.
Ric Flair was great. The
There's
second
a lot of
episode,
cursing.
though. Yeah.
See,
A
that's
lot.
kind of unfortunately, like, I have friends now, and now we're all starting to get to the age where, like, some of our friends have kids, and, like, one of my friends on Facebook is like, man, I have a kid, and he really wants to watch this Camp WWE show, and then Ric Flair goes to the strip club. It's like, oh shit.
That was
It's-
hilarious, him taking The Rock to the strip club.
Well, I thought it was interesting that the plot, from what I saw of the cartoon, was that somebody shaved off The Rock's eyebrow when he was sleeping overnight at camp, which is a brilliant, like, yes, it's something that's a prank somebody would do at summer camp, and it's also, like, relevant to The Rock because of the people's eyebrow. It was just that was a well-crafted joke.
It was
Yes.
the follow through is good with him just losing everything about what made The Rock The Rock,
Oh.
and him trying to find it with Ric Flair, and Ric Flair just having absolutely nothing to do helpful.
And the
Just
greatest
taking
thing- The greatest thing of all is that besides Flair being his own, character, doing the voice, Vince McMahon does his own character. I love it.
I wish Goldust they didn't keep him mute.
Could you imagine if Goldust did his own voice? He would love to do that, I'm sure.
Slaughter did his own voice in the first episode.
That was good. He had a
That
good
was
role.
pretty funny too.
Vince
I was
McMahon.
gonna say on Camp WWE, your little Jimmy segment was I plugged that when Vince pretended to tear his quads and
Oh,
had Cena carry him, and then a minute later he was fine, and he just looks at Cena and goes, "What? It was work."
There's in a future episode. There's going to be a thing where Triple H's father comes in and he introduces himself as Quadruple H.
Okay, I might watch this show. I like the lines. Like, I heard when Vince McMahon's like, "I'm gonna hunt him down like a dog,
Like
a sexy hypoallergenic dog." Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I love his slide for absolutely no reason. He has this luxurious staircase, and then there's a slide right next to it.
Oh, of course.
That's right. I have a twirly slide.
And the whole running away from the cops. You're not gonna catch me. Damn it. The thing that
man.
makes it great is Vince is really sewing his character.
Oh, yeah. That's. I like that he's willing to do, pretty much anything for wrestling, including reading these silly scripts, which I think
bra?
that's his
I
sense
can't
of
wear
humor.
this probably.
Right. I can't. A bra?
That's it.
I can't wear this. The way you said that was, I can't wear this probably. It was just like,
I
okay.
love the probably because it inflected so much consideration into one word.
Yeah.
Though I love the running angle of The Rock hitting the pizza guy.
Is that a
Like-
thing? That, like, it's like he hit. Like, hits
That's
him with
how
a
he
car,
was
or like
introduced.
what?
That's how he was introduced. He drove a car onto the kickball field and hit a guy.
Oh, I didn't see. I saw them. They had the
And
car.
R-Truth's like, so we're not going to talk about this?
And it was just a running joke of, so we're not talking about the guy the Rock hit, right?
Oh.
And then at the end-
The pizza had hot dogs on it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Big Show had at it.
So funny.
Goodness.
All right, you've sold me on the show. That's very odd. Sounds like a strange show.
It was made by Seth Green, so
Yeah.
Did he make that advertisement for Extreme Rules? That's just two ladybugs fucking. Did you see that? What the fuck? is
no,
up
I
with
didn't
that?
see that.
All right, if you watched the pay-per-view live the other week, right at the end of it, they did a commercial for Extreme Rules, but all it was a close-up. It looked like nature documentary footage of one ladybug humping another ladybug,
Yeah.
and the caption was just like
Clear as
everybody
day.
wants some or whatever.
Yep.
It was fucking
I
dumb.
heard it was kind of weird. I was in Extreme Rules, sponsored by like you said, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that was funny. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we'll see if anybody else from the cast gets involved, because that's usually they love doing that stuff. Let's be honest. Anytime the WWE can get a celebrity involved, they're gonna do it. And I hope they do, because first of all, Stephen Amell did a very good job.
He did.
Well, yeah, he did great.
Yeah, I'd love to see him come back.
I'd love to see Stardust be able to do something.
Oh,
Or Cody.
yeah. Or
somebody.
Cody, yeah. Jeez.
Or they could do dissension between Sheamus and Stephen Amell on the set of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I wouldn't throw a pie at Vince. to
Get
do
something. For
Oh yeah,
Sheamus.
they definitely wouldn't have. I wouldn't put it past them to do anything like that. Any of the things that we've mentioned that they would do, because they've had. Let me just remind everybody that former Britney Spears' husband, not even a current pop culture person, not even relevant to the world anymore, Kevin Federline, holds a pinfall victory over surefire first ballot Hall of Famer WWE superstar John Cena. That happened live on television.
I'm trying to forget that.
That's real life.
You can't make that stuff up.
They will do
You
anything
can't.
to involve it. Donald Trump bought Raw for a week.
Yeah, that made absolutely no sense at
That didn't
all.
make any sense either. And then Vince McMahon bought it back for double what he paid. Really? That didn't make any sense either.
That fits Donald Trump's ego, though.
Oh yeah, huge,
I'm gonna make it huge.
huge. Oh.
I want to propose something also. I saw this coming around. I follow Ivory on like Facebook,
Yeah.
and she put up this thing about 2017 WWE Hall of Fame being an all-women class. What are your thoughts about that? Because I mean, she put up a pretty good like her, Victoria, Chyna, Luna.
Yeah.
If she's in or not, or you know,
Yeah.
a couple of people here and there, Molly Holly, something like that. You know, what do you think about that?
At this point, the only guy that's not in there that should be in there is like fucking Owen.
That's a family issue, though.
Right, and I can't think of any other male wrestler.
Rick Rude, baby.
Oh, Rick Rude. Okay, Rick Rude, and fucking Owen are the only two that I can think of off the top of my head that should be inducted that haven't been right now. Macho's in there. Hogan and Warrior are in there. All the big
Bruno's
names
in there.
Bruno finally made it in after all those fucking years. So yeah, absolutely. Why not? Sure.
I'd lean heavy on females, but I wouldn't do
Yeah,
the
I might
entire
say
class
have.
of females.
I might have one or two guys for inductions, but then do like 5 girls, 5 deep.
Yeah,
5
something.
women's
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't be opposed to it though. You know.
Yeah, no, I think it would be
blow
good to.
I wouldn't blow
I
the
get what you mean,
proverbial
though.
load on 1 year.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I think that's true because
People are going to complain anyway. Whatever they do, you know.
But they're gonna get. The good thing is, I think they're gonna get around to it now, and I hope that they get around to acknowledging not just China, because first of all, that's kind of shitty that it takes China dying of a drug overdose for Stephanie McMahon to change her fucking tune on China.
Hey guys!
Hey! Did you do it?
Hey guys, you want to see something cool?
Let's see something cool.
Hey! Max! Congratulations! That's great.
Once again, Charlie Armstrong steals the show. I spend more on rings than most promoters will spend on a ring. You hear me?
No.
No.
So, yeah, I had to check back in with you boys. So when Steve downloads this podcast, now he will see the surprises of surprises.
Excellent. I'm glad she said
I
yes.
just want to know who all coming to the bachelor party.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. Is it in Vegas?
Oh, we ain't even set that stage yet.
If it's in Vegas, none of those we might not make it after we might go to the bachelor party and I might not show back up afterwards.
See, that Vegas bachelor party really don't do nothing for me.
Wait,
I-
you live there?
I live there, so we don't really. So I'm thinking New York.
Ooh.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I figured, because I figure we go up to the we'll go up to maybe a gentleman's club or two,
Yes.
a couple drinks, if you will.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's been an epic day in wrestling history. Charlie Armstrong becomes a babyface in real life. So what I missed your guys' show tonight? You guys had an awesome show, I'm assuming?
I think so. I mean, we talked about all the releases, which I'm sure you're jumping all over.
What? What? Listen. I've been on the phone the entire since.
That's what I'm saying. Monday.
It was Black Friday to them, and it was Happy Monday to me. I can give you guys an exclusive if you guys want to know exclusive on Hornswoggle.
Oh, yeah.
Hornswoggle is officially signed with ICT to do their entire tour.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, I have obviously contacted several of the guys, and seeing who's all available for what. And I mean, obviously, Mizdow, Damien, is the big one everyone's trying to get,
Yeah.
I mean, I personally myself, I think it was a big. I talked to him, and honestly, I think it was a mistake WWE let him go.
Yeah.
The other releases I agree with. I think Hornswoggle, he had a hell of a run. People don't realize how long of a run he's had there.
Yeah, that was amazing for him. He last cruiserweight champion even.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that honestly he could probably he still has life to come back up there. He still has life to. Yeah, I mean, because something of his nature being that obviously a midget, they can bring him in for a Royal Rumble spot in a couple of years. He can have different runs or whatever, and yeah, I mean, I think it was a great. To me, my big thing is this. I think a lot of times people get pissed at, I can't believe you guys get fired, but sometimes it's good. It's like, to me, it's like with coaching football, right?
Yeah.
If you have the same coach in the locker room for years and years, what does coaches do? They tell the same stories to pump up the team and everything. And sometimes a team's going good, but you need some new blood. And I think that's what WWE is really shooting for with this.
Yeah.
Let's cut some weights. Let's make some adjustments, and let's see what really happens in life. I think it is amazing that prices that you guys are asking for is the amazing part, to be honest with you. But
of course.
I mean, if you're fresh off TV, I mean, I get it. I mean, signings are one thing, and appearing is another. I mean, and who knows? I mean, the one thing about July 30th, Tommy Dreamer ain't picked a mystery partner yet.
There you go.
Could it be Hornswoggle? Could it be Hornswoggle? Could it be the Mizdow? Oh, wait. I mean, maybe he'll choose Charlie Armstrong as his partner. Can't go wrong.
Someday, that's gonna happen.
Hey, wouldn't that be a hell of an angle, though, if you're booking this shit and the heel owner who's been trying to screw you, and you choose him to be your partner?
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
So Vince, you're tied up on the 30th, right?
July 30th. I'd have to check. Why is that?
Do me a favor. Call me when you get done podcasting.
I'll check my schedule and make sure I'm open. If I'm open, I'll give them. We'll discuss. Yes, I like the way this is going.
Because I got something I wanted to run by you on a parlay with you in the Armstrong manner, if you will.
All right. Cool. Well, let's see here. So the releases. Was there anybody in there? Like we said, Mizdow, they dropped the ball on that. Everybody else, does it seem like a good cut? Like it seemed like, they were people that were just taking up space.
Who was all the releases? Because I've only cared about 2 of them that I've been talking to.
It was Mizdow, Bad News Barrett, Cameron.
Well, he self-released himself, right?
They cut him.
Yeah.
His contract was up in like a month or so, and they just let him go early.
Yeah, because he wasn't renewing. He wasn't renewing. Yeah.
Cameron, the two midgets, the Bull Kid, Torito went.
El Torito.
Yeah, Hornswoggle went.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So basically, I didn't even know that the El Dorito guy had a job still. So.
Right? That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Bad News Barrett. Honestly, I get it. I mean, that guy should have been. He honestly should have been over years ago.
Yeah.
He's taken every gimmick they've given him, and he's made it work. Even when they were ribbing him and giving him shitty gimmicks, he fucking made it work. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember the face turn when he turned from heel to face on that Raw, and just from the crowd reaction, it was amazing.
Oh yeah.
I wish they would have capitalized.
Yeah,
I wish.
I mean, how many times can you give the guy an IC title? Give the guy an IC title and say you're the IC champ, you know, or you're the US champ, or you're the king of the ring. I mean, obviously the money with him and Cena, that was true money.
Yeah.
But but like I said, man, I think that I don't even consider that a release. I consider it being smart money, because he's gonna go and he's obviously gonna probably sign with TNA. He'll sign with Global. He'll do Global Force dates. He'll go back into Europe, and he'll work Europe for a year or two. My big thing is when people go away, it's good sometimes to go away, because I can't miss you if you're here all the time.
Yeah.
It's a good
Good point.
I mean, because you guys remember back in the territorial days, if a guy would be there, he'd have a year run, 2 year run, and he would leave and he would come back and he would be red hot, and they would want him to come in and they'd fiend for him to come in. It would be really cool. But like I said, I think things are definitely. I mean, I don't know. Now? Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys feel that WWE's we're on the brink of something changing?
They say that they're really forcing this thing with the new era, but unless they're going to change the way they book stuff, because now, like, this is like 2 pay-per-views in a row with really, really well-wrestled stuff, and then just finishes that didn't correlate to the booking.
Yep, agreed.
And I think if you're going to have a new era, you can't have it. A new era means that you have a babyface champion that everybody likes and is behind.
Seth Rollins.
The last era we had was what? John Cena was the babyface, and he got a 50-50 reaction. Are we setting ourselves up for another 10 years of the babyface getting a 50-50 reaction with Roman Reigns?
Seth Rollins is the answer.
I think so.
I mean, that guy, when he comes out and that music hits, it's going to feel like Hogan and Andre. That place is unglued.
They're going to light up, yeah.
I mean, when Enzo was out there doing his deal, Enzo and Cass was doing their deal, it was going unglued. I'm telling you, my opinion of it is this. I think that they're trying to change their philosophies, because has anybody seen the WWE camp gimmick?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, how do you fucking market that? Oh yeah, well this is for our adult audience. Well, you don't think that Vince ain't saying, because Vince has been hearing for years, bring Attitude Era back, right? What Vince is doing is he's using that as a testing ground for the Attitude Era. Just in my opinion.
Okay.
Test out, see what kind of reaction you get. Does he get a bunch of backlash, or does people just go with it? Then all of a sudden it slowly starts turning, and we start seeing angles, and then we get this whole new era. And I mean, I think that, and keep in mind, I just want to let everybody know this, that Modern Vintage Wrestling Gimmickry Entertainment did see this turn coming a long time ago, and that's the reason that you can check out some of our latest videos that features our swim models in bikinis, sipping champagne, rolling ice down our body. Because, we love to change the times, and we love to change above the time. But, just keep in mind, we are the smartest booking crew in the world, because I am the head booker. I mean, it's just, side note. Let me get my stuff over. I think that the WWE camp gimmick is a gimmick just to see what happens with the actual ratings of it. I mean, I haven't heard what because I know they're in the 3rd episode now, and it's been getting good reviews and people are enjoying it. And I mean, I think the Edge and Christian show was kind of the start of it too.
Yeah, that's another one because they go inside. They go real inside with some of the stuff they talk about.
WrestlersOnly.com.
Yeah. Like they talk about, they mentioned Mike and Maria in that, or like this week they had a guy with they were having like a fake press conference with a fake Vince McMahon, and they're like, "You, wrestling reporter with the indie wrestler T-shirt, who will hire in 5 months and then give a crappy gimmick to," and the guy stands up and his T-shirt says Jay Lethal on it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, they really. So I think you're right. We're reaching a new level because they're acknowledging. First of all, they're acknowledging that other promotions exist, which back in WCW days, the NWA days, they would have never done it. Never.
That was blasphemy back then.
Just now, the fact they're acknowledging what people are saying on the internet and what people are writing about on like Rolling Stone and ESPN and this and that, they're acknowledging the impact they have on pop culture.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think we're on the cusp of something. Honestly, I think we're one good fucking Bullet Club or one good, like, AJ Styles winning the belt in some kind of fashion. Something big needs to happen. I think they thought WrestleMania was going to be that big moment with Roman Reigns, but it wasn't. It's going to be Extreme Rules. It's going to be SummerSlam. There's going to be some big thing that's going to kick off this new era. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be something.
So, when you guys mentioned Bullet Club, did you guys talk about the ROH pay-per-view at all or no?
Oh, no. We forgot
I put that in the notes.
Yeah, there is
Adam Cole joined.
Yeah.
Total, I'm going to be honest with you, as a fan, watching it, the whole crowd was dead the entire night. No reaction, no nothing. Colt Cabana comes out, obviously hometown Chicago, the fucking place goes nuts. Colts chants all throughout Jay Lethal's match. They do the angle with the Bullet Club, and they Adam Cole comes out, and they destroy the entire pay-per-view, NWO Bullet Club style. Them doing that, is that them saying, okay, we have to copy WWE. We got to stop AJ and their Bullet Club. We got to make the Bullet Club relevant again.
I don't know. I think it is funny that there are 3 promotions, 4 if you count NXT as separate from WWE, that are in distance of the Bullet Club.
I read on WrestleZone they added another member in tapings.
Adam Page, right?
Yeah, Adam Page came out. What they did was they came out during the main. If you guys didn't see it, the Young Bucks came out during the main. They had 2 shirts and 2 Bullet Club shirts. They threw it to Jay Lethal and through Colt Cabana. And everyone was thought that we're going to get some kind of crazy twist turn on pay-per-view. All of a sudden, the lights drop. Adam Cole's in the ring wearing a Bullet Club shirt, and they just laid out everybody: the camera crew, the announce crew. They spray painted Bullet Club all over the ROH stuff. Very NWO.
No, I'm talking another taping, not the pay-per-view.
What? Oh, during the taping.
Because Adam, Adam Page. He's another Carolina guy, North Carolina kid. Right, blonde. He looks like a little Texas.
Adam Cole's who they added for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, pay-per-view. And then Adam Page is during the taping.
Hey, I'm fine with either way because if you like to see Adam Page, you can see him July 30th at Ziggy's by the sea in Wilmington, North Carolina. But
I love Adam Page. He's one of my favorite. I've worked with Adam for a couple of years. I haven't seen him recently, but I worked for him for a couple of years before he joined that team on Ring of Honor there, the whole deal.
Destiny.
Yeah.
The Decade. Yep.
The Decade. Before that, I worked with him with a bunch, and I think he's great. He's a smart kid. He's a young guy. He's got a good look. He's got a bright future, I think.
Yeah, he's also people don't realize he has a bachelor's degree. He's a teacher. Yeah. Really smart kid. Very educated when he speaks. Stevie's a good friend of mine. It's amazing to me that. Well, you just said you hit a bad point. Think about this. You have Ring of Honor, WWE, New Japan, and NXT all using versions of the Bullet Club.
Which started in New Japan.
Right.
Started with 2 guys that the WWE supposedly will never hire because they didn't shake anybody's hands, the fucking the Young Bucks, rather.
Yep. Well, the Young Bucks. Actually, Bullet Club was started originally with Gallows and all them.
Right, brother.
But the Young Bucks have actually cemented it and made it legitimate. Yeah, and Okay, let me ask you guys a question. I know you guys are probably running over, but let me ask you one question on the attitude of this.
Mhm.
Now, if you guys are in the locker room, right? Everybody pretty much here, I believe, has been in a locker room in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing. I get it. When you first come in, you shake everyone's hand, right? So if I'm sitting there, you got, let's just say, God forbid, I'll use me example. You got me, Tommy Dreamer, Brad Jones, and Bill Abner. We're in a conversation, and you can tell it's a booking conversation. And you just walk in. Should you run over there immediately, try to shake their hand and interrupt the conversation?
No.
Or you wait awkwardly by till you can shake their hand? It's okay. You know, this old carny shit of everyone shakes everyone's hand when you first get in there before you put your bag down.
Yep. Yeah.
If I'm running TV and I'm running production, if I see you, hey brother, good to see you. Hey, thank you for coming, and we move on. And you're gonna tell me I'm not gonna hire you because you didn't shake this fucking guy's hand in the locker room when I first got there in the first 30 seconds?
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
No, I agree. I agree.
I mean, you got these jackasses that what I love more than anything is when somebody goes to shake me the worker's handshake.
Oh, I was just gonna say that fucking weak ass 2-finger. How you doing, good brother? You know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it, because I shake people's hand like that all the time. But here's the thing: once you do it one time with me in life,
Yeah.
just one time in life, just one time, the first time I meet you, then we're good. You can shake my hand like a man. You ain't got to sit there and granny hate shake me every time I see you.
Right.
Or the worst one is when I'm in a building with somebody and they come shake my hand 10 times in the same night.
Yeah.
And they see me. Hey, brother. What's going on? Same shit 5 minutes ago you asked me what's going on.
For real.
I'm laughing because our friend Justin would tag me a date. We have a thing where he met Austin Aries, and Austin Aries refers to him now every time he sees him as Mr. Clammy Hands. It's the funniest thing.
Oh no.
Oh, you mean Mr.
Lawler, my eye.
All right, guys.
All right, we should probably wrap this shit up.
Well, thank you guys. Once again, Tag Me a Day is awesome. If you now check out Tag Me a Day, and here's a little inside to the Uncle Willie live press conference / one-man show.
A gastro guy, and this is why I have to go to him a lot. Now, you remember Archie Bunker? Thank you.
All right,
So.
see you guys.
Yeah, everybody.
Have a good one.
Always fun when Charlie drops in.
Oh yeah.
That's always cool. Bill
Especially
Apter is such an awesome guy, by the way.
Yeah, I've met him
Yep.
I've met him once or twice. Bill's an
At
asshole.
WrestleMania, in fact, I wasn't there at the first day for WrestleCon. He sees me the next day. He's like, Eric, where have you been? I'm like, that's awesome.
That's cool. All right, well, we should. Anybody have any final thoughts before we wrap up? No, we started a little late, so we went over time to compensate.
One thing I have to say is that they just brought Dana Brooke into the main roster
Yes.
also, along with Emma, which is great. The
like
problem I have is that NXT really needs some women now. They got to get Santana Garrett and Tessa Blanchard signed right like ASAP.
And Deonna Purrazzo should be on their radar. And bring back Blue Pants. Why not?
Yes.
I know
think
some of the
she's
girls
hurt.
didn't like her. Oh, she hurt. But some of the girls didn't like her because she was on like a different deal. And then because she was on like that indie deal where she could work indie dates and then she could come and work NXT and she was getting more over. So like the girls kind of resented it because she wasn't like a contracted NXT girl.
Sign her then, whatever, you know?
Right. So I think you should just fucking
They
sign
need
her.
some competitors because there's only a matter of time before Bayley's going up too. So they need they need some women.
Yeah.
Last time I heard though, she got hurt at an NXT show.
Now, I know they're going to keep Asuka there for a while, but how long can you keep a talent like that? It's like Nakamura. How long can you keep him in NXT for? So.
Did you see the Hawaii taping? Him versus Cena?
Did you hear? All right, now here's the rumor I heard, and I don't know if it's true, but if it is true, I would love it. Reportedly, they're going to call that Bash at the Beach.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So,
I heard Kevin Owens and Lesnar too.
Yep, KO Lesnar, Cena Nakamura, and
Oscar
then what?
Charlotte.
Yeah, Oscar Charlotte. It's a fucking. First of all, you could sell a WrestleMania on those 3 matches, let alone a fucking
Absolutely.
house
Cena
show.
Nakamura, that's ridiculously awesome.
That house show's already sold out. You know what I mean? It's not
I
like,
don't doubt it.
so, and you're gonna get it on the network, which is great. But at the same time, book that shit for a pay-per-view. All this shit should be on a pay-per-view right now.
Yeah.
But pay-per-views don't matter anymore because you're
I
paying
agree,
$10 a
though.
month.
That is WrestleMania caliber.
Yeah, no, it's those matches are absolutely WrestleMania caliber. It's amazing that they're even fucking thinking of doing it.
But the fact that they're happening is awesome
Yeah.
in and of itself. So.
Oh, whoever, it still is. I mean, not that I'm a big New Japan guy, but how weird is it to say Shinsuke Nakamura is a WWE superstar, or AJ Styles is a WWE superstar?
Look at the NXT roster though. Right now, you got Austin Aries, Samoa Joe.
TNA's greatest hits.
Yeah,
Eric Young, possibly.
See, that's
It's great.
Yeah, Eric Young came in and wrestled the hell of a match.
Yep,
with Samoa Joe.
I knew I was forgetting someone.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
the one thing that kind of burns me about China. She had a chance to
Yeah.
make it work in TNA and chose the porn industry.
And she chose She-Hulk XXX or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't get it. Nothing against Samoa Joe, Austin Aries, or Eric Young. They don't have China's name.
Right.
Yeah.
If she could have shown herself to be stable, she probably would be wrestling right now in WWE.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, if she kept clean or at least if she went, unfortunately we could say this in retrospect, but if she went to like rehab and cleaned up and got she could have found a way to like kind of earn her way back in. So
I think 2 years in TNA she would have earned her way back in.
yeah, and I think so too, but it's unfortunate it turned out the way it did. She had a lot of emotional
I'm not
problems,
like saying
which
it,
then led into
in retrospect of like, oh, screw China, but
No,
it's
definitely
just-
not. It wasn't. It's not a situation like that. It's more of like a what if, kind of.
it's just disappointing that she had
Right.
a moment in her life that she could have turned it all around, and
Mm-hmm. She was right there.
and she had some really bad people in her ear going, you should go
Right.
do some porn.
Right, giving her bad advice, unfortunately. Well, that is it for another rousing edition of the War Report, brought to you by TagMeADate.com. We did go overtime a little bit. That's because we started late, and Steve had to work, so he couldn't get on here today. Once again, congratulations to our buddy Charlie Armstrong, getting engaged live and in public, if you will, at a Bill Apter question and answer session. So that's pretty cool. You can go ahead and catch the replay and rewind a little bit if you want to see some more information about that. Of course, Charlie's got his show at Ziggy's by the Sea, July 30th in Wilmington, North Carolina. You can go to Gimmick Tree Entertainment to find out about that. I'm actually booked in Pomona, New York that night, or Rockland County, New York, somewhere in there. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to attend that, but you should as well. If you're in the New York area, you can come to Northeast Wrestling. Google Northeast Wrestling, go to northeastwrestling.com to see information about our upcoming shows. And, of course, visit tagmeatdate.com, the only dating site specifically for wrestling fans. You've been on Plenty of Fish and OkCupid, and how many wrestling fans are there? I don't know. You know
Zero.
why? Because it's hard to search that kind of shit there.
And,
So you go
and
to
just
Tag Me
so
a Date.
you're all aware, TagMeADate.com is the real deal, whereas WrestlersOnly.com is not.
This is true.
Okay? Just wanted to
Very true.
clear that up, all right?
Wrestlers Only is fictional.
But Tag Me a Date is very, very real.
You may have seen, television shows where there's a TV show and they do like a parody or a generic brand that's supposed to be something else. Well, I have it on good authority, and we discussed a couple weeks ago that Edge and Christian based that sketch partly off of tagmeadate.com. So the revolution is real. We're noticed by people who are working for the WWE. Tommy Dreamer, who was on that episode, broke it to us, or at least broke it to Stacy, that they based that sketch partly on our website. So you should go to tagmeadate.com and check it out. Sign up; it's still free. If you sign up now, it's free. Sign up before we start charging, because that's when we're going to make a lot of money, and then we're going to be doing this whole podcast from the back of a limo or a helicopter or something.
Helicopter.
So, helicopter. I don't know. Maybe let's just start. We'll start with the limo, work our way up to the helicopter. That's a plan. But tagmeadate.com. It's still free. Sign up. The only dating site for wrestling fans. Catch you next week. YouTube.com, type in Tag Me a Date, all one word, no spaces. You'll see our archive, you'll see our page, you'll have a channel with all of our backup archive shows. You can see our schedule of future shows, etc., etc. I'm Vince Barry from Northeast Wrestling on behalf of TagMeADate.com. Eric and Charlie and Ryan and Steve, who wasn't here this night tonight, and Hector, who we haven't seen in a fucking long-ass time. Hope you guys have a nice evening, and we'll see you all next week.